Hi, Kyle Snow here from Leatherings.com. In this podcast, we will discuss how to layer a leather jacket. If you're looking to buy a new leather jacket, but don't know how to layer it appropriately for the weather, this is the article for you. Here's everything you need to know about how to layer a leather jacket. How to layer a leather jacket, the ultimate guide. Looking for a way to layer a leather jacket? You're in the right place. In this guide, we'll show you how to layer a leather jacket like a pro. First, choose your jacket type. We recommend opting for a quilted or thermal jacket because they are both versatile and will keep you warm in cold weather. Once you have your jacket type, decide what type of layers you want to use underneath it. We recommend wearing a base layer such as sweatpants or leggings, followed by a fleece or woolen sweater, then finally your leather jacket. Keep in mind that the softer the fabric of the base layer, the more likely it is to move around when you move around. For example, if you're using sweatpants as your base layer, make sure not to move too much so that the sweatpants don't move and create wrinkles in your leather jacket. Instead, gently tuck them in at the waistband and zip up the front. Now that you know how to layer your leather jacket, enjoy! Stitching and structural layers. There are many different ways to stitch and layer a leather jacket, but the most important thing is to make sure that the layers are securely attached to each other. Here are 4 methods you can use to stitch and layer a leather jacket. Overlock stitch. This is the most basic method of stitching a leather jacket, and it's used when 2 layers of fabric are attached together with an overlock stitch. You will need to use a zigzag or bias stitch for this type of stitch, and you should make sure that the stitches are close together so that the fabric doesn't stretch too much. Double-sided tape. Another common way to stitch a leather jacket is by using double-sided tape. You will need to cut a piece of tape that's about 1 inch wide by 2 inches long, and then you'll need to attach one side of the tape to the inside of the first layer of fabric, and the other side of the tape to the outside of the second layer of fabric. Make sure that the edges of both layers of fabric are aligned so that there aren't any gaps between them. Then, carefully start stitching around both sides of the tape with a straight stitch or zigzag stitch. Sewing with thread. Sometimes it's difficult to align the edges of 2 layers of fabric perfectly when using double-sided tape or sewing with thread, so you might want to consider using buttons as you're sewing. Sizing and fit. If you're shopping for a leather jacket, it's important to know what size to purchase and how to layer it to ensure a perfect fit. The most important factor when sizing up for a leather jacket is the insulation. A good rule of thumb is to buy one size larger than your normal clothing size. This will allow for room to wear an extra layer underneath if needed. When it comes to fit, it's important that the jacket lays well on your body. The sleeves should be slightly oversized so they drape naturally over your hands, and the waistband should sit low on your hips without being too tight or too loose to get a perfect fit. Take measurements from the widest point of your shoulder blade down the middle of your back. Then compare those numbers to the measurements provided in our sizing chart below. If you fall within 2 sizes of a given jacket, we recommend going with the larger size. If you are more than 2 sizes away from a given jacket, we recommend going with the smaller size. Finally, make sure that all zippers and buttons are properly functioning before wearing your new jacket. The leather lining. Leather jackets provide a touch of luxury and sophistication to your wardrobe, but they can be tough to layer. Follow these tips to get the most out of your leather jacket this winter. Start with a thermal layer. A thermal layer is essential for keeping you warm in cold weather conditions. Choose a heavy sweater or an insulated jacket that will keep you warm from the inside out. Add an outer layer of insulation. Once you are warm, add an outer layer of insulation to protect yourself from the wind and cold temperatures. This could be a heavy coat or jacket, or even a coat of paint for added protection against the elements. Layer your leather jacket over your insulation layer. If you are looking for more warmth, add another leather jacket over your insulated coat or sweater layers. This will create a warm and cozy environment that will keep you comfortable all day long. Conclusion: layers are the ultimate go-to when it comes to wardrobe layering. Not only do they add warmth and versatility to any outfit, but they also help you maximize your wardrobe space. In this guide, we have described how to layer a leather jacket like a pro, so that you can take your style up a notch. Thanks for listening our podcast. Subscribe now